Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. There, there we are. It's Fran's Four on Fridays, and today we have a really great guest. We have Gianna Deluca. She is an interior architectural designer. Have you heard of that? She is an interior architectural designer, and here she is. I'm gonna let her in the room because we're socially distancing because it's locked down, as everybody knows. Hi, Gianna.
Hi, Fran.
Thank you
Hi.
for doing this.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really great. Okay, so I told everybody that you are an interior architectural designer
Yes.
and that I didn't tell them yet, but that means that you design spaces for function, commercial and
Yes,
residential, correct?
absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to go into your 4 questions. Ready?
Okay, let's go.
Okay. What exactly is an interior designer and is that different from what you do?
So I am an interior designer.
Okay.
And the proper term or title, I should say, for an interior designer is an interior architectural designer.
Okay.
A lot of people do get confused when they hear interior designer because their mind automatically goes to decorator, and the two terms are often used interchangeably, where the careers are actually very different. Like, yes, we do work in the same field, but we do very different things. So my job is to work side by side with the architect or contractor during the overall development and structural process of the building. So I don't do any exterior work, but I will go into the home or the building and I'll decide where the walls will go or the staircases will go or the windows or the doors and things like that. And on top of that, I also choose the furnishing as well. So whereas decorators, they cannot do designing, it does require a background in university, as well as writing your NCIDQ exam and knowledge of the Ontario Building Code before you can get stamped and your credentials.
Okay,
but
so
sorry, go ahead.
do a lot of people just say they're designers then? I would never think to ask an interior designer for, credentials or code or if they'd know the building code.
Right.
So do people just say they do it?
That's the thing, because the terms are used so interchangeably, a lot of decorators will call themselves designers when they don't have that knowledge or those credentials. So they can decorate and make things beautiful, absolutely stunning, but in terms of the building code and that kind of knowledge, it's very unlikely that they will have it.
Okay, so you want to ask, just like you would ask a plumber or electrician or somebody for their credentials if they're saying they're a designer.
Yes.
Because you could really wreak havoc with something if you weren't properly designing it.
Absolutely, for sure.
Okay, so then that goes to my next question. What is the biggest people mistake when they design their homes for functions? What are they missing that they're not doing in these renovations?
Well, I think that just based off of some experience that I've had with my own clients, first of all, homeowners are so excited to have the home that they just want to get things done right away. And I've noticed that a lot of times they don't necessarily look at function and logic. They're mostly looking at aesthetic, and that kind of clouds them, right? So my advice to new homeowners is your floor doesn't need to be redone right now. This is perfect, but you need to add this wall over here for separation. Or if it's homeowners that want to start a family, listen, we need more space. We need another area for storage. We need another laundry room. Let's focus on that before we focus on the aesthetics and everything else. So my biggest advice is go into your home, looking at it logically. What is exactly that I need for this house? Not just, I want it to look pretty,
Design for function first.
Exactly. Function first before everything.
Because everything runs off that. Especially I look at the aging population, do you want things the way they are now? Because you have to think about people getting older and how you use your home, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So next question is, oh God, so much to ask you. What should people do in their spaces, functional wise, that they're not doing? What's the biggest mistake they're making?
Well,
you kind of already answered that, but sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I think where people go, this is more of an aesthetic thing that I've noticed when it comes to function. Luckily, the architect or the contractor or myself will be there to guide them along for that. So they don't really have much of a choice but to listen to it. But in terms of aesthetic, I do see a lot of clients or just people that I know, with some of my friends, that have purchased materials just based on aesthetic and its popularity. So for example, one of my really good friends, I adore her, name unmentioned obviously, but she just redid her kitchen and she chose marble as her countertops. Stunning, beautiful white Carrara marble, which obviously cost a penny, but she loves to cook. And the thing about marble is that it's very porous and extremely delicate. You drop a glass of wine on there, that stain's going to be there. Like you can't wash that off, or you can chip it so simply. So if you're using a kitchen to cook, stay away from those types of materials, no matter how pretty it is. And that's my biggest advice as well. Go into, these stores like the tile stores or, material stores, knowing your background research. But again, that's what a designer comes in handy for, is that we will tell you, like, listen, do this way instead, stay away from this.
Okay. Just because it's on Instagram and it's pretty doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work in your house.
No, and there's so many great materials that can still look that way that will last you so much longer. Like quartz, for example, stunning. And you can get that in a very similar coloring to marble, and it lasts you so much longer.
And some of the things that they have instead of hardwood nowadays, like the vinyl, is amazing. You would never know the difference. And you would also have more variety than people would think.
Exactly.
Okay, this is great. So maybe we'll do another one and we'll get into some more things that people do and should do, like interior, because you also do interior design. So we could do another. Would you like to come back and do an interior design?
I would love to.
Awesome.
I would love to come back.
Okay. So usually this is where I give you some jump swag, but since we're socially distanced and we're being, good about this, next time I see you, I'll get you a jump hat.
Perfect.
And you guys, if you have any more questions for her, like, to go down in the comments and she'll answer. So like it, share it. We will see you next Friday. Stay safe. Gianna, thank you so much for everything. It was lovely seeing you.
Lovely seeing you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Think.